All right, we got a special Couch Coach Live edition. Normally, we do shows on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, but I got a special guest in the building. If you're a Washington Commanders fan, you know this man, and if you don't, if you see him on television, he's at games. You'll see him. He got that W chain, the flag, and everything. So I got to definitely bring in my special guest today, the rally captain. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, my brother? I appreciate you having me on the show, and I'm just getting back from Denver, and it was a good experience. Matter of fact, no, it was a great experience, man.
Yes, and most definitely. And of course, if you don't know who the rally captain is, this once again, you'll see him faithful at every game. You haven't missed from what I from bio, you haven't missed a game since 2014. So
Home
you
or
know,
away?
on your
That's
day.
right, man. Home or
Yeah,
away.
both, yes, indeed. So before we kind of get into into everything, I definitely want to kind of get as far as the background of pretty much like your experiences and what have you. So expound on your background.
I became a fan in '88 when Doug won the Super Bowl. With me being a military brat, we moved all around and saw the Super Bowl and immediately said, "That's the team I want to follow." I'm originally from St. Louis, so I was a St. Louis Cardinals fan. And then once they went away, you know, that was I wasn't going to try to follow them to Arizona, and then I was not going to become um, what was it, a Rams fan. I just wasn't going to do it. So um, I stuck with at the time the Redskins, and so it is what it is, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So I always, especially when we had, the nickname Rally Captain. Essentially, where did that name birth from? Essentially.
So big shout out goes to a young lady by the name of Stephanie Dawkins. She had gone on one of my SB events trips, and she says it amazes me how you get all these people together and how you rally them together. She goes, I know your name is Steven, but I'm gonna start calling you Rally Captain because you rally all these people together, and it stuck. And so that has been my moniker, man, since probably 2012, I want to say.
Cool. Okay, yeah. And I definitely curious. We got the nickname from. So definitely, great story with that is concerned. So, we did talk about obviously that this you haven't missed a home or road game since 2014. So, and I know I said like actually a road memory, but you can name a few any road memories that stick out to you. Pretty much even before 2014, was any game that you've attended, any games on the road.
Yeah. I think one that really stands out to me uh, is the RG3 Thanksgiving Day game in Dallas. I talked so much trash at that game, man. They said that you can't come back, even though they were just playing with me. But I mean, he put it on them, man, and that was the one of the things that really started this. That it really invigorated this fan base was that 2012 year. I mean, let's face it, it was exciting. And before then, I really didn't travel to games. I kind of was just, if you will, in the books, if you will, learning about travel agencies, learning how to do certain things, and after that, that got to the whole SB events thing. But I digress. So 2012 was the time that really Thanksgiving that brings up a big memory. Now, granted, we all know about Santana Moss, Cowboy Killer, 8 to the 9. We know that. But as far as a game that I've experienced, firsthand, was in Dallas in 2012.
Any other ones that stick out to you as well? Any other ones?
I mean, you got the Kirk Cousins. You like that game, I mean, he set all kinds of records with that. But I think it's one thing to win at home. It's another thing to win away, and that's why I say that really to shut that crowd down like that. So if you've been to FedEx Field, you know what it feels like to have an opposing team come in and just have their way with you, and FedEx Field is just like drab. I mean, you could hear a doggone mouse piss on cotton. So you know how it is, man. So and to hear that 100,000 people in Jerry's world quiet, man, it was priceless.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so also too, and one thing I got to mention in the intro, you also have SB events, and it's something as a Commanders fan I've been seeing for years. And like as far as I know, as far as pretty much like travel packaging is and what have you. And then also I do, and also with that you are a certified travel agent.
Correct.
So guess what? More so, I know, and obviously, by reading the bio and kind of, what the inspiration behind XP events. But I really want to kind of let everybody know pretty much the creation of SB events, and then just and then pretty much what those packaging encompasses. Then also other stuff as well, as far as
Sure. Sure. So, as you said, I'm a licensed travel agent, certified licensed travel agent. It started because I was going on other people's trip packages, and I felt as though on some aspects they were good, on other aspects they were bad. And I'm big on trying to have customer service. I felt that customer service on a lot of aspects wasn't there. Um, Things that I felt that you needed on a trip, such as transportation to the stadium. A lot of times, and I'm not going to knock anybody else's hustle or their travel company, but how you going to have in excess of 100 people and you don't have a bus to get them to the game? They got to get to the game on their own. To me, that's dropping the ball. So now I need to, you know, uh, I got to the game or I got to the hotel, but now I gotta. If I didn't rent a car, I gotta either Uber, I gotta rent me a car, or I gotta pay for parking, and all that's added to the expense. So it's like, well, what am I doing here? I can do this myself. Why do I need an agent? So for me, I check all the boxes. I feel SB Events checks all the boxes. I treat a traveler the way I would want to be treated, to where, hey, there's no hidden fees. Everything is up front. You see what you're going to get. If I say that, hey, we're going to include this, and this, best believe we're going to include that. And you don't have to worry about, trying to, well, I'm here now. How do I get to the stadium? Or I'm here. What else do I do? I'm going to include that on my packages so that you know exactly where I stand. And I think that that's one of the things that sets me apart from other companies, if you will. There are no hidden fees. There's nothing, no guesswork. You know, nothing at all. So when I say I provide a full package, that's what it is, a full package. And I think that, as I said, that's what started me saying, you know what, I need to find out what it is that I need to do to give Commanders fans or anyone that wants to have an NFL experience a good experience. So that's what's how SB events started.
Yeah, and I know in your website, I know you talked about how essentially you want to give people a bang for their buck, and like you do, and I do see your packages, and like you said, everything is kind of all encompassed where you don't have to worry about. Because that's one thing too when you think about when you're on the road, going to anything or just anything. Transportation is such a big, is the big thing, and that's covered as well. So that's one thing I definitely, what stood out to me as far as like your packages for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man. And it goes a long way. It means a lot. Um, People always say, you know, what I like about SB events is all I had to do was make my payments on time. And after my payments were done, I received my itinerary and it was laid out and I didn't have to do anything. That's one of the biggest things that I do for people. I take the guesswork out as well as the legwork. You know, you know you're gonna get good seats with me. You know you're gonna have A1 service. That's why people come back to SB events because of that. And I'm very happy to be able to do that for my clients.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny, and as you talked about earlier, as far as how the tenor of FedEx Field and just how, like you said, the opposing fans always go there. Like you said, it's just like definitely silent. So I definitely want to talk recapping the last 2 weeks of the Commander season. Obviously, the home opener versus Arizona. Didn't go to that game, but I can you can just tell the atmosphere was way more different than what we have seen in years. So I definitely wanted you to your thoughts on week one on the opening home game this year against Arizona.
Oh, it was electrifying. The fact that you could actually look out and see just a sea of burgundy and gold in the stands. Now, I think they said we had roughly 65,000 people in attendance, something like that. I would say out of that 65,000, there were probably 1,000 Arizona Cardinals fans. It may be hit or miss, more or less, but I'm going to just say round it up to about 1,000 fans, and that's unheard of. Now we know that Arizona doesn't travel. You know, they don't. They just don't travel. And Arizona kind of reminds me of back in the day when I shouldn't say back in the day, but I'll say as of years maybe 2015 ish. 2016, 2017, when we were having a lull, our fans really didn't travel because they didn't want to see an inferior product on the field. And in their mind, they didn't want to spend the money to see their team lose, if you will. One of the biggest things that I would always hear is, man, I don't want to spend my hard earned money. I don't want to go all the way out there and see my team lose. That's what people used to always say. But getting back to what you're speaking of, this first game, people came out to FedEx Field and I was in shock. And I honestly believe it's due to the new ownership, the new offensive coordinator slash head coach. We can't ever forget that. I always tell people, yeah, Coach Bieniemy is the offensive coordinator, but he is also the assistant head coach. So I'm always gonna give him his props because to me, you got the head coach and you got the assistant head coach. He is right there. That has invigorated this fan base as well as the elephant in the room. DS is gone. You know, people couldn't wait for Daniel Snyder to be removed or get fired, quit, whatever you want to call it. They couldn't wait. And it shows they were I call it they were double dutching. You know, when you see people when they double dutch, when they waiting to get jumped in, that's how people were. Well, as soon as he gets rid of the team, I'm jumping in. And it shows. It really shows because everybody was back in full swing.
Yeah, and now and I definitely and like we said, I've been to a few road games here and there, and I know we've traveled pretty well. So how was the atmosphere Sunday versus Denver?
Oh gosh. So now Denver has a great fan base. So you saw those orange and blue jerseys, but I gotta tell you, man, when we came back in the third quarter, those jerseys started to leave. They started to leave, and all of a sudden, the lower bowl was burgundy and gold. And I couldn't believe it. I took a video of it. I haven't had time to post it. Like I said, I'm just getting in from Denver, and I haven't had time to upload a lot of stuff that I have, a lot of pictures and things of that nature. So I'll be able to do that later on. But I just been running. So, but the fact is, to see the burgundy and gold I still call it the Mile High Stadium, but it's Empower Field now. It was great, man. It really was, and to hear somebody start a chant off by saying defense, and then you hear it echo defense. We even caused them to have a false start. And if you watch the game, you saw they had a false start. That was us. We caused that, and I was so proud of our fan base for showing up and showing out, man. I really was.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, this the Commanders being 2-0 for the first time since 2011. What as far as for these next 15 games, what is pretty much going to your expectations for the rest of the season?
Sam Howell continue to play mistake-free football, and I don't fear any team. Michael Parsons had a tweet. Jahan Dotson said, "Hey, we're 2-0," and what's what Michael Parsons says, "I'm coming." Okay. I mean, we know right now Dallas has the bomb defense. We know that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and you can't even sugarcoat it. It is what it is. However, one thing that's going to help us get by is it started. it started back in training camp with Coach Bieniemy making these cats sprint everywhere. That's what started it, and it showed in Denver with the whole altitude things. I think that a lot of people felt that we couldn't deal with that, but I think it started back in training camp with EB making them do those sprints the way that he did, the conditioning that they have. Sam Howell playing mistake-free football, as well as Coach Bieniemy calling a great game. And as you notice, the second half, something that we haven't had in a long time, he made adjustments. And that's what was able to come back, allow us to come back and beat these cats, man. The fact that he made those adjustments, and nothing against, my man Turner. Okay, he is what he was, but got a different level now, and it shows. And we were able to come back because of the play calling and the execution of the play calling. It was mind blowing, man. It really is.
Yeah, like I said, something that we haven't seen in years, as far as like I said, the adjustments and on all that. So it's one of those where being down 18, use that's like okay, that's when they throw in the towel and what have you. So this team fought and did get this victory on the road. So and I love like gauging people's top five lists, and like you've been a fan since 1988. So I definitely want to pick your brain. Who are your top five? And this could be Redskins, Washington football team, Commanders, all that roll into one. So
Sure,
who are your top five? What you got?
sure. Well, I'm gonna have a mix of offense and defense. And I'm gonna take it back. Even though I was not a fan, I heard stories and I've seen the film. And this is probably going to blow you away. But Sammy Baugh, I look at a lot of those NFL films, man, and Sammy Baugh, slinging Sammy Baugh, man, he was the man. I mean, he could throw that rock, bruh. And like I said, I was obviously young, but and didn't know anything about it. But when you watch the NFL films, the highlights or the old shows, that dude, man, he was there. So my hat goes off to him. So and this isn't any particular order. So I don't want people to say, well, he's Sammy Ball was first or some was fifth or whatever have you. It's not in any particular order. It's just who I pay homage to. I got to give it to Darrell Green. I mean, Darrell Green, the fastest man in football back in the day, and I think he can still run with a lot of these cats today if he had to. Darrell Green, man, was a showstopper, bruh. And nobody really wanted to throw the ball to him on that side of the field, man. So, and I gotta go with Riggins. I mean, crank up that diesel. Everybody knows those stories. So John Riggins, man, he was the man. He's the only one that said basically, I'm running to the left. So come on and stop me. You know what I mean? So that right there is, and they couldn't stop him. So that right there is a huge thing. I'd say I gotta say Sean Taylor. I mean, I can't leave him out of my top five. Sean Taylor. I mean, and who knows where he would have been if his life wasn't tragically taken away, so many years ago. R.I.P. to him. It amazes me. We always get into these debates of, well, would he be able to adjust to today's game, how he played? And I think that he would. I think that he would have been able to adjust, and I think that he would have lowered his target zone to where those shoulder pads would hit you right in the solar plex. You know what I mean? I think that he would have taken care of that. And my last person that I'm going to go with is Art Monk. Monk, once again, hey, you throw the rock to Monk, he pulling it out of there, he's catching it, man. So those are my top five, man.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, so we'll put a bow on this chat. So definitely, Steve, definitely appreciate you coming on Couch Coach Live. Before you head out, definitely want to plug social media and also plug the website as well, and any upcoming thing that's going on the website or what have you.
Sure, sure. So I have a podcast along with my co-host Tailgate Ted. It's called the DMV Mess Hall. You guys can catch us on all platforms and check us out. We record twice a week on Mondays and during football season, Mondays and Wednesdays or Thursdays, depending on how things go. Also, if you are looking to go on an away game, and it just doesn't have to be Commanders. If you are hypothetically you are a Raiders fan and you want to see the Raiders play in SoFi, or you want to see them play wherever have you. SB Events can take care of it, get a package with a payment plan for you, and you don't have to put all your money down. That's also one of the beautiful things about SB Events. You know, we allow you to have a payment plan. So yes, you'll pay a down payment or your deposit, but each month you'll be able to make payments because let's face it, none of us are, balling like that. We all balling on a budget. You know what I mean? None of us got that skrilla like that. So, balling on a budget, man. That's what I like to say. So you make your payments, and the next thing you know, once your last payment is done, a couple of days or possibly a week later, your itinerary will come to your email with your game tickets, and you're good to go. So, if you haven't seen it, give it a look. SBEvents.net. And my number's on there. You feel free to call, and I'll answer any questions or shoot me an email, and we'll go from there. But definitely, if you guys want to hear uh, more, DMV Mess Hall, we shoot you straight as far as that's concerned. We give you the good, bad, and the ugly, or indifferent of the team's performance.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Once again, appreciate you for coming on, and we'd definitely love to have you come on once again as the season progresses, and we'll work something out and get all squared away. And once again, appreciate you for coming on tonight. And this has been a special edition of Couch Coach Live with our guy, the Rally Captain.
Well, if
We'll
I can
catch
say
you
one more
gentlemen
thing,
next
if I can say
episode.
one more thing, um,
Yeah.
please follow me on social media: X Rally Captain, Instagram Rally Captain. As far as Facebook is concerned, the Rally Captain fan page, the Washington Commanders Rally Captain fan page, and appreciate you having me, man. I really do.
Yes, yes, indeed. Once again, appreciate everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode of Couch Coach Live. And once again, appreciate you, Rally Captain, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Sure
And
thing.
we're out.